Hello. Today we are going to take a look at the wacky stuff that Relic Entertainment has prepared for Company of Heroes 3. This will be a list of random things that I came across my game time of whopping 25 hours. Most of those things are weird and wacky, but I try to stay away from bugs and glitches and include either weird design choices that make no sense or things that a normal player would not notice. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I believe that Martyr 3 is the most overpowered unit in the game, and by that I mean the Martyr 3 of DAC and not the Wehrmacht. What does it do exactly? Well, glad you asked. It has 50 range, which outranges almost all tanks. The only thing that outranges the Martyr 3 are actually the static AT guns or towed AT guns, which is just ridiculous if it comes to that. It deals 160 damage, which is the same as AT guns. However, here's the thing, almost all tanks, and by that I mean the normal medium tanks, deal 120 damage, which makes Martyr a pretty potent tank destroyer. Furthermore, just like any other DAC vehicle, it can be upgraded to be more durable, capture territory, and deal even more damage, and also have even more penetration. However, this is really not important because Martyr 3 already has like 200 penetration, and the only thing that is going to bounce on are Churchills. Maybe? It has also insane rate of fire, good mobility, and because of it, it's almost 9 flankable. And to top it all off, it's only 25 fuel. Just a little bit of a shame that it dies in like 2 hits. Snares are finally consistent, so let me elaborate. Back in KOTOR 2, snares used to have different penetration values, making it sometimes actually possible to bounce a snare and therefore not kill a tank. I'll link a video where Tightrope goes into detail about this issue. Going back to KOTOR 3, this is no longer the case as all snares have 1000 penetration, but they are not uniform in terms of damage, as Grenadiers Panzerfaust deal 120 damage in opposition to all other snares dealing 110. Is reverse DPS a thing in KOTOR 3? For the uninitiated, reverse DPS was a mechanic in KOTOR 3 that meant the further you were from the target, the more DPS your LMG would dish out. It applied to almost every single LMG outside of 2 specific cases, that being the Vickers K and the BAR, which worked more like a battle rifle instead of traditional LMG. How do they work in KOTOR 3 is unclear at the moment, since the mod tools are very limited and we unfortunately cannot see how they work exactly. However, it seems that they don't exactly have a damage drop-off at all, making them seriously overpowered, even more so than they already were in KOTOR 2. There is a lot of unused content left in the game files multiplayer wise. They are remnants of what I assume to be the old Field Marshal system for the Wehrmacht, featuring flame, rifle and grenade assault for grenadiers, unused weapon upgrades like scope, Kar 98Ks, MG42, MP40 and SCG for DAC Pigrens. Side note, both Panzerpios and Pigrens were supposed to have SCGs and MP40s. MP40 for Pigrens of Wehrmacht, and completely unimplemented units like Rangers for USF or Paradropped Snipers for Wehrmacht. Also, it might be just a mistake of German translators, but it seems that the King Tiger is also supposed to be somewhere hidden in the game files, you know, but it could also be a translator's mistake since it's only 1 letter away, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. There seems to be a soft counter concerning paratroopers. See, when you land your units, you seem to have a time of permanent red cover on you, making combat drops very risky. I'm unsure if that's a bug or not, but take my advice and try not to drop your units into combat. UKF Training Center gives you bonuses, but in a classic Relic fashion they never specify what exactly does it give. After some digging and testing, my best guess is that they give you 10% increased damage, penetration and reload on at least tanks. Take those numbers with a grain of salt, however, as the mod tools are extremely limited and we can't even edit or see abilities, so yeah, thank you Relic. Speaking of attribute editor, you can actually see the weight of reporting offenses in there. For instance, the other is actually weighted way more seriously than being IFK or being rude in the chat. American Zooks actually have two variants. Well, the difference between those two is that the Elite Zooks have better reload time, and that's it. Whopping 90 munitions, everybody. While we're on the topic of weird stats, the ARs actually do have penetration. Actually, no, scratch that. It's actually way better than the 30 cal's penetration. Fucking 30 cal. God damn it, BARs having a better penetration than a fucking heavy machine gun, god damn it. As I've mentioned in the Martyr 3 section, the standard damage volume for the mediums in this game is 120 damage, outside of the Crusader, which default damage is 100, which is sometimes not enough to kill models, which I find pretty funny. But as it gets upgraded, its damage increases to 120, penetration is increased, and AoE is increased, which makes the description actually false, because it's an objective upgrade when you discount the rate of fire decrease. Also, if it comes to auto jank, Chaffee has exactly the same gun as the Sherman, outside of the fact, that, the AI is literally non-existent. And finally, custom games increase your elo. Yes, really. Technically, you could arrange some games with your friend to gain infinite elo, however, I'm unsure if that's going to work or not. The reason why it's like that, it's probably because there's supposed to be this big season thing, and the current leaderboards are just simply a placeholder, but honestly, it's up for debate at the moment. Hell, it might be an oversight that is going to be fixed by Relic tomorrow. And that would be... And that would be about it, honestly. Thank you for watching, fellas, and, remember to shill the video, just remember to like and subscribe, and also, maybe share the video, join my Discord, just your standard YouTube shelling, blah blah blah, whatever, just do the standard things and stuff, please, please.